It's all the same. In any business, I always say, so before my mom passed away, I got asked to speak at Harvard Business School. And I was like, I would just tell everyone to drop out.
Welcome back, everybody, to an amazing episode of The Careful Boys with Paul Gomez over here. Part 3. All of us are jaw dropped on his story, so we're just gonna let him get right into it. Remember, pick up from part 1 and 2 to hear where we're coming from.
So, we had 1999, 2000, 2001. We're like killing it, right? Had to adapt from the Blink thing, which was a disaster, but it was huge. But it was like, but I thought quick on my toes, so I got all the right bands, right stuff. So 6 months, and then I'm getting away from that whole thing. So I started this campaign because everyone's doing like high athlete stuff, this, that, the other. So I came up with this campaign called The Essence of Surf. So I love, one of my favorite things is God blesses us with a wave when it comes in. It's a fingerprint on the earth. It only comes once. You'll only ride it once and it'll never come again.
That's your own philosophy?
That's my own philosophy.
That's cool.
Because it is. It's like the wave comes and it's over and it's never coming again. So if you skate a ramp, if you snowboard, anything, the mountain's always going to be there. You'll find a new line, but it's always going to be there.
Yep.
The wave never comes again.
Yeah.
It's gone. And so the essence of surf, like if I took every one of you surfing and all of us stood up, we'd all have 100% different emotions than how that wave made us feel, right? So I started this campaign of Essence of Surf, where it's just like taking that emotion of a person on a wave and going, this is the essence of surf. This is the emotional connection with the wave or how you feel. And then, so then I started working on that when I said, okay, the essence of surf to me is like, if I live in New York, that pool is my wave. If I live in the middle America, that river's my wave. If I live here, this lake's that's my essence. So we did this whole campaign on that and it just blew up again. Like everyone's like, oh, this is insane. Like the essence of what we're all born from the water. We're all water anyways. So that campaign blew up. So now we're big. Like right same size as like where we're at with Billabong. Like in
like the 9-figure mark?
Like 36 months. Ridiculous.
Nice.
It's insane, but terrifying. Because back then, you're on the hook for everything. There's no venture capitalism. There's banks lent you money back then.
Yeah.
So then and then I got diagnosed with cancer.
Oh,
and I was like,
shit.
Never say you give your right nut for anything because they come collecting.
I'll never say that ever again.
Don't swear on it. Don't swear.
I'll never say that ever again.
Yeah, I'll give my right nut for that. Yeah.
You were in your 20s at this time?
No, I'm in my 30s at this time.
Oh, wow.
So this is where it gets, but I'm still doing my wife to this, somebody called I was walking the other day with my wife and somebody goes, yeah, Paul says, my wife goes, no, that's not true. He doesn't work 365 days a year. He goes, the only time Paul's not working is when he's sleeping. Right? So full circle. So we have this company, it's crushing it, and Bob had already had cancer. He had kidney cancer, had testicular. So his surgery was a radical right nephrectomy, and my surgery was a radical right orchiectomy. So they took my right nut. And my friend Saxon walks in right after I'm in the hospital at Cedars-Sinai, and he's like, oh, dude, that's a bummer. I'm like, what? I got cancer. He goes, no, you can't say D's nuts anymore. You can only say Diz nut.
That's like the most surfer friend thing to say. You can't even say it. And Paul goes, no.
My wife just goes like this.
Is he serious?
Like, are you?
Why are your friends?
Yeah. But also, like, what a great friend. Like, those are the types of
You can't say D's nuts. You can only say Diz nut. So,
as soon as he opens the door.
He's been saving that one, you know?
He goes, so we're Bob and I are sitting there, all of us are talking about like, well, this is really gnarly because go public.
You're going public at this time?
No, you go public at this time. This is when you go public. And we're like, oh, dude, we'll get fired. Immediately.
Why?
I don't know. I left Quicksilver. I don't want to talk to Wall Street.
Oh, I see.
You got to answer to the board.
You got to answer to the board. Like, I
gonna...
don't know how to do this. Like, dude, we'll be done. It's a wrap. And I go, oh, what's our favorite brands? We're like, Gucci. And I'm like, Gucci's got endless money. That's what we're talking about. Gucci's got okay, mobster life. How does Gucci have every best real estate on the planet? Have fresh roses every day when you walk in there. sell stuff that nobody buys, and they never go out of business.
Armenians. China.
Italian.
Gucci's Italian.
Chinese manufacturing.
We're not talking about our money exchange.
Yeah.
So it's like, so we looked at that. So okay, let's reach out to Gucci. Let's reach out to Levi's. Let's reach out to Nike. Let's reach out to we just went down the list of brands that we thought were cool that would mesh with us. And people thought we were crazy because the first retailer we wanted to open when we started Hurley, everyone's like, "Oh, you're gonna go in Pakistan? You're gonna do this?" I go, "No, I want to open Hollister." It's like, Hollister's lame. And I'm like, not in Middle America. Everyone thinks Hollister's surfing in Middle America.
Yeah.
We can get in Hollister and crush.
True.
We're going to grow like that, right? We didn't open Pakistan out of the gates, and we still grew crazy. So you have that going on. And we had a couple of meetings, this, that, and the other, and then we get a call. We start going down the road with Nike. And then they want to have a meeting with us. So myself, Bob, our designer, Leanne, rest in peace, amazing woman, our CFO, and a guy named Scott Olivet, who's gnarly. Scott Olivet's an incredible person. And we go to Nike September 10th. And we're going in, so if you go to Nike, MC4, back in row 4 is where all the bigwigs sit, all the gnarly guys. And
He's the only one here that's been there. Yeah.
you know MC4, right? Back in row 4.
No, I don't.
Like you go into the thing and there's the building to the left, like when you walk onto the campus, that's the main building where all the big head honchos sit. So,
He never been to Nike. He's been lying to us.
I went only to the Building of Innovation. Might have been built later.
oh, like you went to the Hive?
Yes.
Yeah. How badass is that?
So sick.
It's pretty sick. Hive's
Yeah.
fixed. The Hive's fucking sick. Yeah, the sick.
Yeah, we loved it. We loved it when we went. We got invited. We loved it. We
It's
had
on,
a great
it's on the
time.
left. It's on the
I've been to the Nike outlet in Oregon.
Tinker and his brother.
I love his brother.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Tinker's good people.
He is
The
a good
Hive, the Hive and all that kind of stuff. We're not going to go down that story.
We're in a group chat. We're in a couple group chats with them.
He designed a shoe with me.
I designed a shoe and I gave it away. And that's a different story. I designed the Bruce Lee Kobe Bryant shirt because I know Bruce Lee's family. And I gave it away.
Yeah, Shannon.
Yeah, Shannon's the best.
She's also the best. Yeah.
Shannon's so I have so many crates because I read the Tao Jeet Kune Do.
That's amazing.
So it's like-
Are you guys in that group there too?
Yeah. We
Yeah.
I got a pair of Bruce Lee's.
Yeah.
I got a pair of Bruce
I
Lee's.
talked to Bruce through a fortune teller.
That's so sick.
Shannon gave me all of them. She's the best.
She's a darling.
She's so awesome. So full circle. So we go to Nike, and we're there, and we're in the main conference room, and I'm just me. I'm never not going to be me, and so I'm going to meet Phil Knight. Like Phil Knight, $500, college thesis, Nike, pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So we go there. It's Sandy Bodecker, God rest his soul. Mark Parker. I think Tinker and his brother were there, and then a couple other guys. Don Blair, like the guys who run Nike. And we walk in there and we sit down, and Phil goes, "Okay, I've got 45 minutes allotted for you guys." Tom Clark, great mentor, same birthday. So I'll get into Tom Clark. So he's Phil goes, "You have 45 minutes, so take us through your deck." And I'm like, "Oh, was I supposed to bring my skateboard?" like Bob and I are looking at each other like we had like numbers, but like, am I supposed to like have a deck? Like, I don't know, does he mean like skateboard or surfboard? Like, I'm like kind of confused, and he's like, and he's looking at me and I'm looking at Bob, and he goes like, like a deck, like a PowerPoint presentation. And I'm like, I was just gonna tell you how cool we are.
It'll only take 20 minutes.
And I just tell you, and then all of a sudden Bob's just like, got this look on his face, and Phil puts his hand on Bob's shoulder. He goes, "You're a little nervous, huh?" He goes, "Yeah." Phil kind of unprepared for this meeting, and he's like, "You don't have a PowerPoint presentation, you don't have a deck." He's like, "No," and he goes, "This is going to be my best meeting of the day.
Yeah.
That's so sick.
This is going to be my best meeting of the day." We spent the whole day with him and went out to dinner.
That's cool.
So he lied. He had more than 45 minutes.
No, he just cleared the day. He cleared. He's like, "I want to hang out." And
Wow, so sick.
Because goes back to Bob being a famous surfboard shaper and how he like changed surfboards and through weight and through speed and through dynamics and everything else, and they just nerded out. And then I was hanging out with Parker, wasn't the president at that time, and Sandy and those guys were nerding out because Parker's like one of the biggest collectors of street art, So he has like the gnarliest collections, like Robert Williams and like, Risk, all these different people's art.
What up, guys? Come join our Patreon because there's hundreds of videos dating all the way back to 2019.
That's right. If you click on the link down below, you could join our Patreon, join us on the Discord, come chat with us directly, have a fun conversation.
And this will help support the channel's growth and new ideas. And also tap into our closer community by joining our Discord and get the opportunity to suggest video ideas like the ones you've seen. Thank you guys. Join our Patreon. Help us out. Thanks.
See you guys there. Say hi to me.
So we do that. Fly home that night, get home that morning, 9/11.
Oh, shit.
That's crazy.
So we're at work and we're just like, dude, what do we do? Like, we don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Like, it's on.
Yeah. It's like the highest high of your life and then like one of the lowest lows.
Well, it just was the fact that it was like aside from Hawaii, we'd never been attacked on our ground, our ground. And I was just like, and Bob and I pulled the whole, because we love God, we pulled the whole group company together and we're going to pray. Let's just pray. Like, we don't know what's going on. And then everyone go home. Everyone just go home. So we're just kind of like, well, what do we do? So we're tripped out, right? I don't even remember if it was that on like a Friday or I can't remember what day it was.
It was a school day.
It was a school day.
School. Oh, yeah.
It was a school day, and I was just like, this is insane. And then, sure enough, like a day later, Nike calls them, the whole world's upside down. We want to make a deal.
Wow.
Whoa. Wow.
We're in. We want to make.
Did you think you lost the deal because of such?
We didn't know.
Wow.
We didn't know, but if you look at back then, in action sports, how much? So when everybody goes, "Oh, I'm selling my company to Nike," I just laugh. I'm like, "Yeah, right." No, you're not. Unless you're doing something that is $1 billion play, that's gonna. Because when they bought us, I think they were like 30 billion, and in action sports, donut. They did zero. No money in action sports.
Whoa.
And then they bought us, and then I was in. They launched SB in 6.0. And all my skaters quit when Nike bought us, except for a few.
They thought you guys were like,
"Oh, you're lame! I can't believe you sold out."
Like the blink effect.
Yeah, like the blink effect. It was like they're like, "I can't believe you guys would sell Nike's the devil, blah blah blah. You guys are idiots." I'm like, dude, everyone's been ripping Nike for years. DC, Osiris, Etnies, everyone's been ripping them for years. And then, so we went through the whole kind of Nike debacle of like trying to get it back together again, and then we just started doing really cool stuff with Nike, and people were like, "Oh, that's cool." And then they launched SB, and when they launched SB, it was like I knew Lance, and so they got Lance Mountain, P-Rod, Eric Cott, they got all the bangers, right? They all went to Nike because I don't care who you are, you all want to wear Nike,
yeah,
right?
Nike's pretty sick.
And like Craig, you guys know who Craig Stesic is? Mm-hmm. Craig Stesic's like he's the guy who did all the photography. He like created Dogtown. Oh. So Stesic's like, he sends me pictures every morning. But it was like I would get Air Force Ones and I would be walking around in them. And he's like, "Oh, dude, you're running around like $20,000 shoes." I'm all, "They're shoes. I don't care. They're just shoes." I've never been that guy. My dream truck, my dream car is in the parking lot. I drive a 4-wheel drive truck. That's all I've ever wanted. When I sold the company, I bought my wife a Mercedes, and that was it. Biggest piece of shit I've ever bought. Sorry, Mercedes. Terrible.
Whose decision? Hers?
No, it was a gift. Like, it was like,
Okay.
my wife has dealt with me and still does to this day.
Yeah.
But we did that, and then we had the whole Nike thing, and a guy named Tom Clark, who was like, took Nike from 300 million to 8 billion.
Wow.
So he sat me down one day, and he's like, because I back then I had this really big personality, and I kind of knew it all, and I just sold my company, and like every musician I know, and I could, like tall, you could walk, go anywhere, right? And so he just pulls me aside one day. He's like, "Oh, you sold the company." He goes, "You know how long people normally last when they sell their company at Nike?" And I'm like, "I don't know." He's like, 90 days, maybe 120, until they get rid of them. And he goes, "I really like you." He goes, "I think you're super talented." And he goes, "I know you talk about your dyslexia." He goes, "John Hoke, who runs Converse, same as me, high school dropout, dyslexia, totally."
These are the stats.
But like most people that are like that are just like,
real.
They have, because you have this different mechanism in your head to help you see things differently through a different vision. So my whole thing is everything I've ever done in my life is like, oh, there's this, and this. They don't have that. I'm going to do that. Right? Don't look in the bloody water, look in the blue water. But most people are afraid of blue water because it's like, it's deep and it's scary and I might drown. It's like, you can die anyways. I know God, I know where I'm going, so I'm cool. So it's like, I look at that, and then we did that, and we kept growing and growing and growing, and then we brought in a CEO, and that was the first year.
So you're brought in to grow Nike SB?
No, I was brought in to grow all the brands, like work together with all the brands, and they had this thing that Bob and Tom had, where they would hold a pencil when I start talking too much, they go.
Shut the fuck up.
That was the drill. They would just, I'd see it, and they'd like, they were taking notes, and all of a sudden I'd be watching, and they'd be like, oh, like, shut up. Right?
Would you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's good.
It was good, because I knew my days were numbered if I didn't.
Fair enough.
Like, and I wanted to, like, so I don't have an education. I don't know anything. But now I have this opportunity to work with these incredible mentors at Nike. So they just started teaching me everything. Like EBITDA, I didn't know what that was. Like what the multiples look like, this, that, the other. And then I started watching how these things started. I knew it from like street smarts. Like, I'm going to get this, I'm going to step on it this much, and this is how much money I'm going to make. So it all evens out.
Yeah, they just know fancy terms for what you're...
Everything is a fancy term. It's just like this, I'm getting this, and this is what it's worth. It's all the same. In any business, I always say, so before my mom passed away, I got asked to speak at Harvard Business School. And I was like, I would just tell everyone to drop out.
You're wasting time.
Cut the mic. Someone give me a pencil.
Everybody in the pencil. Yeah.
Well, because at the end of the day, unless you're going to be a doctor, an engineer,
Yes.
something like that, everything you're going to learn is through street knowledge or stories. Like when you started doing the clothing thing, I'm like, gnarly, dude, go for it. At that time you still have such a great brand, right? So you have this opportunity, right? But then you look at it's like saturation. So full circle, we do the Nike deal, blah, 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 whatever. This is where the music thing really comes into play. So Nike, we're all, as the owners, we're all sitting, Bob owns the majority of the shares, so that other people have to break off and go, okay, this is what you're going to do, this is what you're going to get paid, blah, 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 blah. And it was like, I wasn't getting, quote unquote, go retire the rest of my life money, but I was getting good money, life-changing money, but not middle finger money. So I go there, and they're all sitting there, and they go, okay, now everyone's got to be exclusively Nike. And I'm like, what does that mean? And they go, you gotta work 100%. I go, oh, I can't do that. I have concert tours that are out on the road right now. I make more in a night than I make here in a year on merch. Like I have concert tours. Like I have bands on the road. I manage bands. I have all this stuff. So, and I go to Bob's house. I'm like, hey, I can't make this deal. So I'll just take my ownership and I'll bounce. And he's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, oh, I can't make the deal. I can't. I have all this other stuff, and after taxes, it's not even what I make doing this stuff. So I can't do it. And then Bob's like, and then so I call Tom Wally, who's the president of Interscope Records. And I go, hey, Tom. And it's like, I need Jimmy and Ted and all the guys at Interscope. And Tom's like, well, I'm going to go to Warner. So I'm going to go to Warner Brothers. I'm going to be the president of Warner Brothers. He's like, how much money did they offer you? I told him the number. He's like, it's a lot of money. He goes, give me 24 hours. I'm like, all right. I'm not even kidding. Like 20 minutes later, I'll give you that money, start your own record label.
Oh shit, that's crazy. Under Warner?
Under Warner.
Oh, we're gonna be right back as we transition into the music section of this thing. Holy crap.
We gotta stretch, dude.